So I had a question. Yeah, with and I say
whoops.
Yeah, I want to talk about the orgy pool.
Orgy.
Orgy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Orgy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on, let me go back.
Means
There we go.
There's 4 dudes and no.
And we're back.
So I had a question about this, right? So obviously people can. So the main token there, right? You're able to provide liquidity and deposit it. So how does it work? If as an example, like I wanted to create this LP token and then I wanted to deposit it into a famous. Is there like an additional, like, why would I deposit into this pool versus just depositing it into the main pool on the protocol?
So there could be instances where you need liquidity right away. Let's say later on down the line,
Okay.
the PHLP token is added on fiat. Okay. And there's a delay when you're providing liquidity on Famous directly and you're buying the PHLP token. To kind of prevent gaming, you have a 15-minute wait period. Okay. So if you needed liquidity in a pinch, you could buy it on the market, right? You could trade it. There will be arbitrage that happens between the PHLP pool and on PHUX, and then between the platform itself. So currently, there's no arbitrage bots. That's going to be done by users. Okay. But once it's added to fiat, like I said, if you need liquidity in a pinch, if you're borrowing against your PHLP and you need to add whatever it is, or whatever you need to do, okay, you'll have the ability to buy it right off of PHUX. Okay. So yeah.
So this is here to give you more options if you're in a pinch or you need something to like.
Sure.
You need to make a move, basically. Okay.
And I mean, one example that I just thought of right now, right? Like, there's many things that I'm sure you could come up with where this is valuable to you. And I mean, just having a gauge alone, incentivizes you to provide liquidity on Famous, right? If it's lucrative to do so and deposit your liquidity on PHUX, right? So there's many reasons why you would go into this pool, and it's really nice that it's tied to all the PH tokens. Because basically, it's like an index that should perform well with the RH ecosystem versus all of the PH products, right? So if we're talking Hart's Law here, if PHLP does really well, and it's tied to the PH products, obviously you can put 1 and 2 together and figure out the conclusion, right? So,
yep, it's a lot more efficient from a capital perspective as well. And one thing that I'm going to do basically is there's going to be multiple pools connected to this. Some are going to be high risk, some are going to be lower risk. So then you can kind of have like a proper balanced portfolio, basically with one buy. Partially, I'm waiting for the other guys to come online, like Liquid Loans and Power City and Mintra and all that stuff, because then we'll have like the best of altcoins on Pulse Chain. So that and you put that in a basket with some of our tokens, and I think that's actually like a nice high beta play to pair up against this. And yeah, it's going to be very good collateral because it's half stable coins and half RH coins primarily. But over time, I think you're going to also see PHUX added to this platform eventually. To the Fame platform eventually. And you're going to see PHLP potentially on fiat as well. So that's actually very useful. So once again, you don't want to create a tax event. Deposit it on fiat.io, right? Borrow whatever you need, right? It sucks to have to lock up all of your LP into GLP. You don't have the ability to borrow against it or do anything with it while that's happening, right? So it's great that you're getting yield on GMX, but what if you could do more? So with this way, basically, you have the ability to create this PHLP, potentially earn PHUX yield or earn yield on fiat, or I'm sure a bunch of other people are going to figure out other useful ways to play with this. And like I said, nobody's done this before. We had to make quite a few changes to make this work, and I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer for it. And ultimately, it's all about kind of creating permanent capital as well. So rather than needing to educate users on how to come and add PHLP, or LP to the PHL people, a lot of people could just go and buy it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. As a
much
token.
much simpler. You know, some people they'll buy a token, but they're not going to be able to interact with the protocol, or they might not know how to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot easier. You know, I can go create PHLP, and then I can just sell it on the open market, right? Also very useful because I know how to do it, right? So it's a pretty handy thing.
No, this is like really important too, because you guys are what you guys are doing. You guys are making everything sort of like Apple does, like making it more user friendly, and especially for people who are not as knowledgeable and stuff too, or just making it more, I would say, just easier basically to do stuff.
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah.